Hi dear friends and subscribers, this is your host Ram, welcoming you to another edition of this Cricket Happening show today. And right now, we are at the center of things here, with India having a battle with South Africa here. If they want to come into the semi-finals and displace Pakistan, who have already almost confirmed, I would say, at this point of time, I could very safely say that Pakistan are into the semi-finals, because India have to restrict South Africa to 121, and current update here is South Africa currently they are in the 16th over. They are 108 for 5 currently. They just need another 13 runs. If they can make 13 runs, which is absolutely just a formality according to me. So if 13 runs could be made, that's it. India's challenge in the T20 World Cup is ended. But at least Pakistan will have the satisfaction that they lost to India, but at least they pushed India out of the competition and went into the semi-finals. So as of now, even though the match is still going on, 108 for 5 currently. In fact, there's a single taken now, 109. Robin Peterson is not out on 1. Farhan Behardeen is not out on 7. I'll come to that. Now, before I come into this particular match, I would be definitely covering this. But first, I would like to speak about the match between Australia and Pakistan, where Australia became the third country to actually confirm its place in the semi-finals. What a game we had today. First, I have to really commend the Pakistani captain Mohammad Hafeezs for actually putting up such a good performance. Not basically with his captaincy, I would say, because after Pakistan were restricted to 149, Pakistan had to really play well, because it was a must-win game for Pakistan, and they had to win it. They had to come to the semi-finals. But now, I see there's one more wicket which has fallen here at the Premadasa Stadium in Colombo. Are we going to have a twist in the tail here? Is India going to displace Pakistan? It's Robin Peterson has been dismissed. He tried to cut a ball through the point region, and he is gone. Sorry. I've just spoken a bit too early. Probably it's not out. I'm sorry about that. The score is still staying at 110 for 5. Probably I got a bit excited here. Ashwin is bowling to Peterson. Probably it was a no ball. The catch was taken, but it was a no ball, unfortunately. So I would say India have to really wait. So let's look at this Pakistan game. Now, after restricting Pakistan to 149, in fact, Australia would have definitely fancied their chances. As you know, their openers have been doing well. They've been doing good starts. The whole team has never been put to test. But today, Mohammad Hafeezs saw to it, the captain of the Pakistan team. What he did is he adopted a different approach today. It was a real gamble, but that gamble really came off, and all his bowlers supported. If you look at what he did is he himself started taking the new ball, and 18 overs. I think this has been never done in T20 cricket. Probably I'm told it was done in 2010 between West Indies and Bangladesh, if I'm not wrong. But this time, 18 overs. Umar Gul, the only pace bowler used, was bought only in the 18th over. Till such time, the spinners were ruling the roost, and it was started by Mohammad Hafeezs. Mohammad Hafeezs, if you look at his bowling figures, all the 7 wickets that fell, in fact Australia finished short, but they had a target, because once they got 112, they were to the semi-finals, and that's what they did, because they knew that they won't be able to get to this target. Definitely Pakistan won the match, but again the semi-final place was not confirmed, even though they won the match very nicely by 32 runs. I thought it was a bold captaincy on the part of Mohammad Hafeezs to get his spinners. In fact, Mohammad Hafeezs himself took the mantle and bowled the first over. His figures: 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 22. Look at the figures of Raza Hassan, who took his first man of the match award, and that too in a T20 World Cup. What a proud moment for this youngster. I am telling you, he's a real talent from Pakistan, a beautiful left-arm spinner. He has a lot of variety. He's really flights the ball very well. He has a lot of a sort of a spin, a lot of a swerve in his bowling when he does it. And today, his figures: 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 14. He took some vital wickets there. I'll talk about. And then we had Saeed Ajmal, the person. I mean, you know what a dangerous bowler he is. 4 overs, number 3 for 17. In fact, the wickets were totally shared. Shahid Afridi went for some tap, 4 overs, no maiden, none for 33. Shoaib Malik, 2 overs, 19 was very costly. Umar Gul, as I said, the pace till 18 overs, there was only Hafeezs was attacking only with spin, and I would say the bowlers really lived up to that task. And I thought it was a bold move, and that move worked. That's a great thing for Pakistan there. Umar Gul bowled just 2 overs, the 18th and the 20th over. He gave up 11 runs. Look at the Australian innings. What happened to the Australian innings? Australian innings 117 for 7. In fact, most of the Australian batsmen were guilty of playing against the spin, and that's what precisely happened. Shane Watson, the first to go was Shane Watson, who was LBW bowled Raza Hassan for 8 of 14 balls with 1-4. David Warner trying to slog sweep LBW bowled Mohammad Hafeezs for 8 of 13 balls with 1-4. Bailey, the captain, hit a 6, but he was also gone. LBW bowled Saeed Ajmal for 15 of 12 balls with 1-4 and 1-6. And then there was not much contribution there. I mean, Michael Hussey, who stood there and made an unbeaten 54 of 47 balls, 4 fours and 1-6 of no avail. But definitely what he did is he took Australia to the semi-finals, and that was what mattered. The other batsmen couldn't contribute. Cameron White was really struggling against the spin. There was a frustration stroke from him when he hit into the deep, and 12 of 11 balls with 1-6. He was gone with the bowling of Mohammad Hafeezs. Raza Hassan lured Glenn Maxwell to go for a big shot, and Maxwell is caught in the deep for 4. And Matthew Wade bowled Saeed Ajmal for 13 of 14 balls, and Patrick Cummins was LBW bowled Ajmal for a duck. 117 for 7 Australia finished with. Earlier, in the meanwhile, let's see what's happening between India and South Africa. Well, right now I see Peterson has actually scored a boundary here. So the score has moved on to 117. I am sure Pakistan are going to be into the semi-finals, and they're going to be very glad about it. India's challenge is almost going to end. It is just a matter of a formality now, just a stroke away from India's challenge being ended in this T20 World Cup. Very sad, but unfortunately South Africa already, because with Pakistan winning against Australia, they pushed South Africa out of the T20 World Cup. And now, because even though India is not really winning right now, but they couldn't restrict South Africa to 121, it is Pakistan who will be coming into the semi-finals. We'll come to that later. Just let's look at the Pakistan innings. As far as Pakistan innings were concerned, they didn't have a good start. Mike Mitchell-Starc actually had Mohammad Hafeezs LBW for 4 of 5 balls. Imran Nazir hit a full toss from Watson into Bailey's hands for 14 of 13 balls with 2 fours. Nasir Jamshed was the man who really, in fact, he got a life on a duck actually. He was dropped. But after that, Nasir Jamshed was really decided that attack is the best form to really weather this Australian attack, and that's what he did best. In fact, he hooked Cummins onto the top tier of the stands for a 6. He also hit the spinner for a 6, and he made, and he was looking so fluent in his driving. He was looking in good form, and as you know, he has been doing well against Australia, did well in Dubai too. And today, Nasir Jamshed probably likes Australia very much. Today, he contributed 55 runs of 46 balls, 4 fours and 2 sixes. That was the partnership which actually took this Pakistan score to 149, with Kamran Akmal looking good with his stroke making, and that was a good partnership which built up from 29 for 2. There was a real sense of urgency there because Nasir Jamshed started playing attacking strokes. Kamran Akmal took his time, but he also played some good strokes, 32 of 26 balls, 1 4 and 1 6. And today, one good thing that happened, Umar Akmal was not out on 9 at the end when 149 for 6 was the Pakistan score on the board at the end of 20 overs. And well, here I see that yes, Pakistan are almost into the semi-final. Just 1 run South Africa should get, and that's it. India will be pushed out of this T20 World Cup by Pakistan, and I think Pakistan will be happy that even though they didn't beat India in a real game, at least they managed to push India out and get into the semi-finals now. So just 1 run separate. So I'll come to that later as we still into this Pakistan innings. 55 from Nasir Jamshed, very fluent, and he's real talent. I've already told you that. Kamran Akmal made 32. Abdul Razak, for the first time, got a chance in this tournament. And let me tell you, Abdul Razak, I feel very sorry for him. For whatever the reason, whatever be the case, I think Abdul Razak should be a certainty in this Pakistan team, because he can be a real game changer. See his innings. He made 22 of just 17 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6. I don't know why he didn't play any of this match. It was his first match today. And I think Abdul Razak should definitely be a part of this Pakistan setup in the semi-finals, and if there is the final too, because Abdul Razak, I would say, plays a great role because his bowling also comes to, even though he was not used, that is different, but Abdul Razak's batting is a real bonus for Pakistan, and I would say Abdul Razak should be a certainty in this Pakistan cricket team. So Abdul Razak, he contributed 22, and other than that, nothing. 149 for 6 was the board on the board. As I said, Australia finished with 117 for 7, losing the match by 32 runs, but getting into the semi-finals. Yes, it has been confirmed here that South Africa have gone to the total. They are 122 for 5, and it's all India need to take 5 wickets for, that's going to be a big ask. In fact, if India can take another 5 wickets, all over, I suppose. So Pakistan have become the fourth team. So it's Pakistan, Australia, Sri Lanka and West Indies into the semi-final now. So Pakistan have joined Australia today to get into the semi-final lineup with Sri Lanka and West Indies. Now, just going on to this Australian innings. So 149 for 6 they made. The bowling figures: Doherty 4 overs no maiden, 1 for 27, 3 for 20. Mitchell Starc was excellent, 3 for 20, 1 for 23 for Shane Watson. Continued to play a good role here, but unfortunately failed with the bat. And Paddy Cummins was very, very costly, 1 for 42. His figures: 1 over for 6 runs for Glenn Maxwell, and Brad Hogg bowled 3 overs, which went for 29. Now let's look at the Indian innings. In the meanwhile, yes, it's all over. Pakistan are through to their 4th World T20 semi-final in a row. So that's a great achievement for Pakistan. They really deserved it, according to me, because after beating Pakistan in such a manner, thanks to Mohammad Hafeezs' brilliant captaincy, I think they truly, truly deserved it. So Pakistan are into the semi-finals. Now let's look at the Indian card here. What happened between Indians? Because it's already decided, and only a matter of formality. Right now there are 3 overs to go. It's very interesting right now. The match is very, very interesting. 3 overs and 27 runs to get for South Africa. Whether India as a formality can at least defeat South Africa, that remains to be seen. Let me just give you a summary of India. India made 152 for 6. Good bowling from the South Africans. Gambhir was out. India had to put up a good score, and Gambhir made 8 of 12 balls, 1 4. It's clean bowled by Moni Markel. Sehwag contributed 17 of 14 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. Virat Kohli was cheaply dismissed today for 2 of the bowling of Callis. Rohit Sharma contributed a good 25 of 27, but the person who was looking dangerous, according to me, for South Africa was Yuvraj Singh. The way he was playing was looking classy, sweet timing, and that was what Yuvraj is capable of. And Yuvraj's class was really, really into the picture today, and everyone could see it. And even though he was there only for a short time, he slammed 21 runs of 15 balls with 1 4 and 2 sixes. What a six! The 6 that he hit of the bowling of Moni Markel was absolutely splendid. Out of the screws she went. Suresh Raina was the one who actually, along with Dhoni, took this Indian score to 152 for 6. Suresh Raina was run out 45 of 34 balls with 5 fours. It was a good knock from him. Mahendra Singh Dhoni was not out on 23 of 13 balls with 3 fours. 152 for 6 is what India finished with. Now, I just have some time on this broadcast. I'm just going to end it here as 152 for 6. The bowling figures: none for 26 for Dale Steyn, 4 overs, 1 maiden. Moni Markel, 4 overs, no maiden, 2 for 28. Then we had 3 overs, 1 for 24 coming in from Jack Scalise. 4 overs, 2 for 25. Robert Peterson bowled well, picked up this very important wicket of Virendra Sehwag. Johan Botha, 3 overs, none for 30 was costly. And as far as South African innings are concerned, they're currently 126 for 5, needing another 27 runs to win the match. India definitely got the breakthrough with Zahir Khan getting the most important wicket of Hashim Amla, the dangerous batsman. He was caught by Sehwag very well in the slips with a beautiful outswinger. He was gone for a duck. Jack Scalise chipped in a ball from Pathan into Sharma's hands for 6 of 8 balls with 1 4. And A.B. de Villiers was clean bowled by Yuvraj Singh for 13, and that made the score 46 for 3. But Faf du Plessis played a magnificent knock, I would say. Well, under the circumstances, he came there, even though the match was all lost for South Africa. It was mere formality. Faf du Plessis decided to really attack. He was today selected in place of Richard Levy, who has been out of form in this particular tournament. But Faf du Plessis definitely contributed. He contributed 65 valuable runs of 38 balls, 6 fours and 2 sixes, gave this real impetus to the South African innings. And I think definitely Faf du Plessis should be the man of the match for his knock of 65, 38 balls with 6 fours and 2 sixes. And then Dumini made 16. Behardin right now is not out on 13. Let's go and see what's the latest. The 18th over is going on. Zahir Khan is the bowler. India says goodbye to the T20 World Cup here. Well, so I'm not going to be there to give you the formality whether India win or not, but I just wanted to tell you that now Pakistan have become the 4th team to join the semi-final lineup. So Pakistan, West Indies, Australia and Sri Lanka into the semi-finals. I think it will be Australia against Sri Lanka, and it will be Pakistan against West Indies, I suppose. Well, we will know about that later. As I said, my YouTube broadcast is coming to an end. It's all over. India has been pushed out of the T20 World Cup. It's a mere formality whether South Africa can win this match. I see that 1 wicket has gone right now, 127 for 6 South Africa. With this, dear fans, friends and subscribers, I'm leaving you saying that India has been pushed out of the T20 World Cup semi-finals, and Pakistan get into their 4th consecutive semi-finals in a T20 World Cup. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the Cricket Show for today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.